Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Miller. I'm the elementary principal. As we gather together this afternoon, I'd like to say thank you to a few people. First of all, Mrs. Sayers, our elementary art teacher, for having our fourth grade students create some cards for our veterans, and for our fifth grade students creating the display that you might have seen as you walked in to the auditorium this afternoon. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Shippy for organizing this program today, and I believe her dad is over here accompanying her today. That is Mr. Shippy. Mr. Van Osdal, boy, I thought I would say her name wrong, and I said his name wrong. Yeah, they're not husband and wife. Sorry, father-daughter. Sorry. On Veterans Day, we honor the extraordinary selflessness and strength of the American patriots who have served in the U.S. military. Today and every day, we want to give thanks to the generations of men and women who have answered the call to protect our country. To each veteran and to each one visiting with us today, we welcome you to Tri-Central Community Schools, and we hope that you enjoy our program today. Thank you.
Shippy, and I'm the new music teacher for the elementary as well as the choir director for the middle school and high school. Standing here today is the after-school 4th and 5th grade choir. So these are students who volunteer their time an hour a week, and they've been working really, really hard to present these songs to you today. So we're really excited for you all to be here, especially you veterans. I hope that you feel welcome, and I hope that you feel honored through today's program. We're going to start with the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would all please stand as we sing the national anthem. Thank you. Past, present, and future. For those of you that may not know what Veterans Day is, this is a time that honors the end of World War I. However, fighting ceased when Allied nations and Germany, and it went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day in the 11th month. That's why we celebrate it on November 11th. So today is November 11th, and it's generally regarded as the end of the wars to end all wars. Regardless of what day of the week this day falls, the restoration of the observance of Veterans Day on November 11th not only preserves the historical significance of the date, but helps focus on the importance of this day and how important it still is. This is a celebration to honor Americans, veterans, for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. So again, we can't say thank you enough, so I hope you don't get tired of hearing it, but thank you for being here and thank you for serving. We're going to sing another song. This is called America, This Land I Love. It's a little twist on America the Beautiful. You're welcome to join in if you would like, but again, the choir is going to be presenting this song called America, This Land I Love, so I hope you enjoy it. In the next few moments to honor some of the veterans that are in attendance with us. But I wanted to take a couple seconds to just share about my personal experience when it comes to Veterans Day. No, I have not served. But it is just such a special time to set aside to honor, thank, and remember those who have sacrificed to fight for our freedoms. For me, I have many family members who have served, whether that be the Navy or the Army. But most importantly, I wanted to point out one that's here today, which is my grandpa. My grandpa served in the United States Army from 1956 to 1959 in the Korean War. I remember growing up and even now into adulthood, being gathered around his dining room table, listening to stories and experiences from his time in the Army, and those are moments that I will forever cherish. I remember seeing photos of him in his uniform with a big smile on his face, items collected from his time abroad, and even his headset from when he was deciphering Morse code. I remember when he got the opportunity to go on an honor flight trip a couple years ago, which is where they fly veterans out to Washington, D.C. to see memorials that commemorate their service. I remember when he got back from that flight, they had a welcome home ceremony for all the veterans that attended, and families were invited to welcome home their veterans from that trip. And I remember seeing his face. He had a huge smile and he was happy and thrilled to be home, but also happy and thrilled to have served his country. And now, anywhere and everywhere he goes, even today, he wears his Korean veteran hat. Not for attention, but for pride and honor. I've learned a lot from my grandpa's experience, like working hard, sacrifice, and the importance of family, but I also learned the importance of thanking our veterans. So elementary students, if I could encourage you with anything, like I said, he wears his Korean veteran hat wherever he goes. And the joy on his face when a stranger comes up to thank him does not go unnoticed. He always smiles, shakes their hand, and says, "You are worth it." Students, never take for granted the freedoms that you live out daily. It is because of these veterans, past, present, and future, that we get to live in freedom. So like I said, if I could encourage you, thank a veteran and honor them. Not just today, but every day. Go up to them and shake their hands and say thank you, because freedom is priceless and they paid the cost. So thank you, Grandpa, and thank you for being here today. So like I said, we're going to take a few moments to honor some of the veterans that are here in attendance with us. When your name is read, please stand, and one of the students will present and honor you with one of these yellow roses. Elementary students, if you want to go ahead and line the front of the stage. If you are unable to stand, please have a family member or someone that is near you stand in your place, or if your veteran is not here by chance and you're here to accept the rose on their behalf. I would please ask that all applause be held till the end so that we may honor them all together.
Benjamin Harlan, U.S. Army Specialist. Carl Colbert, U.S. Army National Guard, 1963 to 1969.
Chip Feltner, U.S. Air Force.
Craig Russell, U.S. Army, 2001 to 2007. David Warner, U.S. Navy.
Devin Freeman, U.S. Army National Guard, 2024 present.
Hiram Bud Fout, U.S. Navy, 1963 to 1967. Jacob Morstead, U.S. Army, 1956 to 1959.
Joe Higgins, U.S. Army, 1973 to 1976.
Joe Landrum, U.S. Army, 1966 to 1972.
Joe Pagan, U.S. Marines, 20 years.
Julian, U.S. Navy, 20 years.
John Casper, U.S. Army. Joseph Yard, U.S. Army, 4.5 years.
Kermit Williams, U.S. Army, 1981, 1984.
Nate Sayers, Indiana National Guard, 6 years. Randy Boroff, U.S. Army, 5 years.
Robert Keesley, U.S. Marines, 2007 to 2012.
Sergeant Randy Tim Kerr, U.S. Marines, 1970 through 1974. Steve Brown, U.S. Marines, 2000, U.S. Air Force and National Guard, 14 and a half years total. Steve Farnham, U.S. Navy on the USS Weldon, 1972 to 1977.
Steve McNally, U.S. Army, 4 years.
Stuart Saunders, U.S. Army, and 2 years of active duty.
Tom Williams, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970.
Troy Bledsoe, Air Force in Korea, 2007 to present.
Waldo Wolf, U.S. Army, 1953 to 1955. William Mauser, U.S. Army, Korea.
Thank you all for patiently waiting and listening to all those names, but I feel like it's important to list the names of the people who have served for us. So if you could all stand and give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Elementary kids, go ahead and come up on the stage. Veterans, we cannot show our appreciation enough for all that you have done, but I hope that this final song will help show our love and gratitude for all that you've done. It's entitled, Thank You, Soldiers. Thank you all so much. Before we go, we have one more thing to give the veterans. Like Mr. Miller said, the fourth graders, along with the help of Mrs. Sayers. If you don't know Mrs. Sayers, she's the art teacher here. Heart of gold. So she has done an amazing job at helping us prepare for all the stuff that I could not do because I'm not super artistic. But she helped the students make Veterans Day cards as well as the display out front. So if you see her, tell her thank you because she did a wonderful job. But like I said, fourth graders made cards. So veterans, if you wouldn't mind standing one more time so the students can bring you a card, and as well so we can thank you one more time. Students, go ahead and grab those cards and hand them out.